spirit. It's everywhere. Are we able to communicate with them? What can they teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. Now, your host of School Through Spirit, DeEtte Renee.
Hey everybody, welcome to School Through Spirit. I'm your host, DeEtte Renee, here on WLTK-DB. Let's Talk Digital Radio. I am sitting here in beautiful, balmy Florida today, just in case you wonder. I do want to explain a little bit about this show, though, before we go on to where I'm at. So School Through Spirit really is a school of our school. Oh my gosh, no cheat sheets. I'm just going to mess this all up. But this is really a show that I do explore different people's lives, their journeys, and how spirit has really impacted them. This week's guest, I have Miss Natalie Jones on. I'm telling you, this lady is a rock star from the word rock. I mean, just an amazing woman. She is paranormal. She is also the CEO of ParaFlixx, Ghost Finder Girls. Just her resume goes on and on and on. And I'm honored that she said yes to come on my show today. And I am just so blessed to be able to share her story with everybody. Now to go back a little bit. As you notice, I'm in Florida, but I got a coat because it's like 50 degrees here. It looks beautiful today. Since I got here, today is the first day the sun has shown up. So I'm blessed to have the sun, a little bit of warmth, and hopefully it will keep getting warmer as I go. I'm not on the beach. I'm in my friend's front yard, but it's a beautiful front yard, which I love. And I'm hoping you can hear the birds and all the chatter behind me because it's truly amazing. This week, though, I am finding, and like last week it was about celebration of yourself and how important that is to celebrate you. Now, I want to continue that conversation, but kind of go in because I'm really kind of looking at how my week has gone, things that have happened, things that have kind of explored as I celebrated me, and kind of how they moved on, and messages that I received from Spirit as I kept going. As I went through the week, I really thought, you know what, I'm going to do myself one better. And as I celebrate myself and everything about me, I'm going to really, really listen to Spirit this week. I'm going to really pay attention to signs. I'm going to really just kind of sit in that glory of them and see what happens, see where it goes from there. And I will tell you what, it has been just a beautiful, beautiful, amazing journey. Okay. Good morning, Miss Andrea. Now, everybody, good morning, Sherry. I will not always be able to see chats your comments because I'm on my phone today. Okay. So if I don't see them, if I don't scream a shout out for you, I am so sorry, but trust me. I am still here. And I'm just going to say a good blatant good morning to everybody right now. Okay. But going on with that, God, I'm all over the place, aren't I, today? But as I went through this week, I really wanted to just kind of go, okay, I'm celebrating you. I'm honoring me. I'm honoring myself with this celebration. And I will tell you what, I had some miraculous things happen through the week I never really imagined could ever happen. And I'm not going to kind of elaborate on all those because some of them I can't even talk about. But I will tell you what, good things are coming. And I think the reason that happened is because literally I focused on myself. I looked at me. I said, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm good enough. I am amazing in so many levels. And it's okay to celebrate me. It's okay to put the spotlight on myself. It's okay for me to say, you know what? I am the person that I want to be, make a better person out of. And I am going to say that I am doing a great job. And as I started doing that, so many amazing things started happening to me. So many amazing things. My career is starting to go upwards. People started noticing me a little bit more. More clients came in that have never heard of me before. I'm getting more offers I never had before. And I do believe, I mean, not to say that I haven't put in a lot of hard work, because I have. I put in a ton of hard work. But I never even in that whole course of this doing this have I looked at myself and went, you know what? You're worth it. You're amazing. You need to celebrate you. And I truly believe when I started to shift that, really started to practice that last week, really put that back on myself, that happened, which is awesome. But then, because I'm like everybody else, you have so many great things happen, and we don't always sit and enjoy that glory of that for very long. I mean, I should probably be riding on a high for weeks, honestly. But instead, I'm going to spirit and I'm going, what's next? What's next? Like, where's this journey going to take me? Where am I going? And I'm telling you what, completely and thoroughly awesomely happy. Um, oh, thank you, thank you, Sherry. Um, I'll tell you what, so many amazing things have happened that I literally went, what's next? What's next? So I ended up coming down to Florida. Well, it was a planned trip. And it's not like, yeah, my birthday was Thursday, but it wasn't like a birthday celebration or anything like that. For me, it's kind of like going next door. I mean, for the rest of everybody, I'm sure your friends live next door within a city of yourself, or maybe two cities of yourself. I have virtually no friends in the area that I live, not really close ones. So if I want to go see a friend, I have to either get in a car and drive 5 or 6 hours, or I have to drive to Florida or fly to Florida, or maybe go to Pennsylvania, or, Indiana, Arizona, California. So for myself, this is like getting in a car and going. Okay. So that's what I did. I had a friend that I normally have to drive 5 hours to. Said she was going to Florida to see her mom for the month of January. And she's like, you should come down and we should just spend some time together. So I thought, why not? Airfare is kind of cheap right now. So, and honestly, if I was going to drive to go see her, it'd be pretty close to the same cost and price anyway. So, booked a flight and said, let's go. So I came down to Florida, and thinking I was going to get this beautiful, glorious weather. And it's been cold and rainy and windy and, you know, but it's still, I'm here. I'm here while my area of the country is getting tons of snow, and I'm going back to that today. But anyway, while we were here, we decided what we do when we come down here is we just go and we walk the beach. There's no swimming in the ocean, no fun stuff like that, especially in January. So literally I got here Friday, and Saturday was my first day here. And I really felt like, she's like, do you want to go to the beach? And I said, yeah, I do. Just want to go walk it, collect a few shells for my grandbabies, and just kind of sit in that energy. And I really had a good time to reflect as I was walking. Now, it was cold. No, and I brought moccasins. Forgot to pack flip flops. That's me. Just forget the flip flops. Um, but wore my moccasins and thought, I can't get those wet. So I folded up my leggings, I folded up. That sounds bad. I folded them up on my legs. Thank God. It was why I was doing it. I was like, thank God I'm a lady from the 80s, because you know how we used to fold those over. They fold, fold, fold. That's what I was able to do, which was amazing. And threw my moccasins in the car and headed for the beach, and sat there and walked the beautiful beach, and didn't really get my feet wet, you know, and I didn't understand why. I didn't put my feet in the water, and I thought, I didn't think that it's cold. I didn't think anything. I walked in the sand, and it was like ice underneath my feet. And I picked up a few shells, and marveled in their beauty. And I noticed that day, they were all the same shells I've always picked, always. And I thought, wow, that's really weird, because every time I come to Florida or Punta Cana or Mexico, and I always see the same type of shells. My friend sees all these amazing shells, and I always see the same
Looking to launch your new masterpiece? Then try something new with Moonbow Publishing and Production. At Moonbow, we have a strong desire to serve authors in a powerful and meaningful way. After all, you poured your heart and soul into your writing, and we fully understand and respect that. Remember this: you will own the copyright to your work. You will have the final say on your work before being published. Even after all that, we've saved the best for last. We won't take a percentage sold. Nope, not a penny. Excited about MoonbowPublications.com yet? We thought so. Take advantage of our company's services like book editing, formatting, and covers, publishing, and photography. Moonbow Publishing and Productions has everything you are looking for in a company. Remember, we will not keep any commissions. We are a boutique publishing company focusing on spiritual, health and wellness, and personal growth genres. Moonbow Publications and Productions, a new kind of publishing company.
Sorry about that, everybody. Somebody called my phone and it knocked me out. It just knocked me out. I had to re-enter, so I apologize. So let's kind of go back to what I was talking about. Anyway, and I'm hoping that, anybody out there listening, please do not call me right now. Nobody, no phone scammers, not my mom, nobody, okay? Because this really is my only source today to do this. Anyway, kind of going back in, turn your phone other way. Okay. So if I turn it this way, is this what you want? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm trying to get messages here, there, and everywhere. I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll go that way. Anyway, thank you. I did it right. All right. Awesome. So, and I get, again, everybody, if I pop back out, I'm really sorry. That's not my intention to pop back out, and I'm readjusting everything. So I'm hoping life gets better here. I don't know. I'm just going to be cockeyed and crooked. It is what it is. Anyway, so let's kind of keep talking about this. So as I was walking the beach, I noticed I kept seeing the same type of shells. They're not the nice, the shells that you see everybody, the clam shells type of thing. And I really thought, oh, they're so pretty, but I've got so many, and just kind of kept going with this. Going, oh my gosh, and I didn't think, I thought a lot about that. And I thought, I wonder why I keep seeing the same thing over and over and over again. And literally what I found as I kept going, and I thought, okay, and then, we decided, and because it was freezing out, I mean, it was literally just freezing. And what had happened was, oh my God, it did not just kick me out again, did it? Oh my God, please do not tell me. There I am. So literally what I did is I just went, okay, it is what it is. And we, it was freezing, and we went on with our day. We did a lot of other things that were beautiful. Didn't think much of it. And then yesterday we went to bed and woke up the next day, and it seemed to be a little different. It was still cold. It was still frigid. Life didn't seem to change there. But what did happen, which was just weird, was we were going to a bird sanctuary. And it's a beautiful one down here. And I'm in Largo, Florida. So it's in Indian Rock. I think that's what it is. But down here in this area, and went to this bird sanctuary, which is just a beautiful experience. But on the way there, I kept hearing, you have to get to the water. You have to get to the water. Like I had to go and put my feet in. And I thought, I didn't do that yesterday. But I wonder why. I wonder why I have to go do that. But it was such a strong, like, you have to go. And it was so strange because I thought, oh my God, it's cold. I mean, it's frigid. I'm still in moccasins, still in this whole process of doing this. But I thought, okay, I'm going to listen because, spirits tell me to do this. So I'm going to listen. I'm going to go do this. So that's basically what we did. We went to the bird sanctuary, and at the very end of the bird sanctuary, they have a place where you can exit and go to the beach. So my friends were up there looking at the birds, and I looked at them all, and they're all beautiful and whatnot, but I just didn't feel pulled there. I got pulled to the ocean. So I went back there and rolled up my pants again, and went and put my feet in the water, and I'm telling you what, the water was cold. It was freezing. I'm like, why do you have me here in the water? I'm like, am I releasing? Am I this? Am I that? What is going on with me? And I just was like, okay, I'm here, whatever. And it was so funny because I stood there for a couple of moments. The water wasn't warming up. I picked up a few of the same shells, thinking, I don't know, put in my pocket, walked back up to the bird sanctuary, thinking, okay, I did what you want me to do, and I was going to walk away. And when I got up to the sanctuary, my friends were like, we want to go to the beach. And I'm like, okay. And I literally heard, roll up your pant legs. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to put me back in this water. But I did it. I did it. I went back into the water. And as I went back into the water, I couldn't believe it. A few things happened. One, the water wasn't cold. It was really warm. I was like, well, that's odd. And this wasn't like my feet were in there and getting used to this water. It wasn't like that at all. This was all of a sudden, it was bathtub warm water for me. And I was like, wow. And I noticed it right away. I thought, okay, well, this is different. And this time we decided to walk the beach. So as they were walking, in the sand, walking the beach, I stayed in the water walking. And every step was warm. Every step was warm. Every step was beautiful. But then I started to find shells I'd never seen before. I was seeing cluster shells, shells upon shells, just kind of all molded together. And I was seeing coral, and I was seeing these other beautiful shells that are like, it's another, they were just telling me it's just shell after all these different types of shells I've never seen before, not just sitting there on a beach. I mean, never have I seen any of these. Other than my friend finding them. I've seen them when she's found them. I've never found them myself. I've never been able to see that and explore that for myself. And here I am. I literally had pockets full of all different types of shells and feathers and so many amazing things. And it was so funny because I sat there as I'm looking through all these feathers or all these shells, and we're walking. I'm in amazement. And I'm going to spirit. I'm like, why? Why am I, for the first time in my life, really experiencing all these other things? And they just had me sit with that for a little bit. And I went, okay, whatever that is, I'll sit with it and whatnot. And when we got to the end of where we're going to walk, Spirit told me I could get out of the water. And thank God, because I literally heard, it's time to get out of the water. And at the same time, the water became very frigid to me again. I'm like, oh my God, this is cold. I had to get out. It was like sitting in a water of ice. And they told me to go to the top of the beach and walk back there. And I'm thinking, okay, I don't understand why, but okay, this is where, it had been freshly groomed, more freshly groomed, and a handful of people have walked it, but really it's a soft sand that water, the tide doesn't come into. So I'm walking back, and I'm still barefoot, and I'm walking, and I've got a lot of self-talk going through my head, just a lot of self-talk about the shells and about this and last week, and it all felt very generic to me. Very, very generic. But as I sat there walking, I really started to notice that there was another set of barefoot footprints I was following. Bare feet. I thought, oh my God, I'm not the only fool out here bare feet, is what I initially thought. And then I noticed that it really was the only set of footprints I was following. There wasn't ones of shoes, and it was really weird because it was like barefoot. And then there was like, almost like they were, maybe holding a stick or something, because it was like a hole that had just kind of fallen up type of hole. But I was following another set of barefoot foot tracks. And behind me, I stopped to turn around, and of course, I looked behind me, and yeah, there was only two sets of bare feet walking, mine and whoever else did this. And there was nobody ahead of me on the trail, so it's not like I could see them. And I don't know how long ago they went through, but I'm sure they had groomed the trail quite a few hours ago. But as I kept walking, I heard, "You're not alone." It's like, whoa, what's that mean? You're not alone. all of a sudden the voice in my head was very loud. And we went over the journey that I have been on, and I have been on for quite a while, just as everybody has been. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times in this journey, I've been alone, or I felt alone, or I felt scared, didn't know where to go, didn't know where to turn, didn't know what to do next. Like I'm sitting now, it's like all these amazing things have happened, but now I'm like, oh, but what's next? Where am I going next? And I literally heard, you're not alone. Like I don't have to worry about this, because Spirit is there to help me navigate this journey. They're here with me to push on, to go forward. And it was so funny because as I was hearing this, and I don't want to put this in the biblical sense, I really don't, but it was that poem of Footprints in the Sand that I was really had going through my mind. And I think that's why I turned around to check to see if there was still two sets of footprints and not one as I was walking. But it was really neat to see that, because I really took that as somebody else was already in front of this journey on me, and that there was somebody always with me on this journey, and that I didn't have to worry about anything. It's already been paved in front of me. This journey that I'm on, that I'm always so worried about what is next, where am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to do? I don't do a 9-to-5 job. I don't have necessarily a list of guidelines, And as I walked, I was hearing that, what, this is already paved for you. I have to show up. I do have to do the work, but this is already paved for me. This is already in front of me. This is already done. Somebody has gone before and said, here, follow me. We are there with you, and it's been pretty amazing. I'll tell you what, it's been pretty amazing to do this, to follow this, to enjoy this. And it's amazing to know that as I keep going, I know that I'm not going to be alone. So then I asked it, why am I seeing all these different shells? And all I heard was, you have so many new things coming. So many new things coming to you. And I was like, oh, wow. Look for the new things, the things that you've never seen, the things you've never experienced. Because now they're being placed at your feet. Now they're being placed in front of you. And for me, that's pretty exciting. So everybody, this week we're working on new beginnings. This week we're working on, let's go forward. Let's see where life is going to take us. Trust that you're not by yourself. Trust that there's always going to be a guide, an angel, spirit, whatever you want to call it, there with you on this journey. Keep celebrating you. Okay? Now I'm going to take a few minute break here. When I get back, I'm going to bring in Miss Natalie Jones. This is DeEtte Renee here on School Through Spirit, WLTK-DB.
Meet Nicole Strickland, one of the leading San Diego paranormal researchers. Nicole offers a gentle and humble approach to working with spirit energies. Being the founder of the San Diego Paranormal Research Society, Nicole is no stranger to the unknown. Due to Nicole's vast knowledge of the paranormal, she is widely sought after for speaking engagements on topics like Children of the Paranormal, Paranormal Investigation 101 and 102, History of Spiritualism, and more. Not only does Nicole research the afterlife, but also writes about it, and is the author of several books pertaining to the paranormal and its history. She has appeared on television shows like My Ghost Story, Travel Channel's Famously Afraid, Good Morning San Diego, and more. Have a conference or event coming up? Contact Nicole on her website, authornicolestrickland.com. That's authornicolestrickland.com.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back to School Through Spirit. This is your host, DeEtte Renee, here on WLTK-DB. Um, Before I bring Natalie in, I do want to remind you guys that I am on location in Florida. It's a beautiful yard. I love this yard. It's not in full bloom, but I am on my phone, which is kind of an oddball thing for me. And I'm really praying I don't get lost again. But let's welcome in Natalie Jones now. Hello,
Hi.
Natalie. How are
Hello.
you?
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, great.
I love it. I apologize. I'm on my phone today because I'm in Florida, and
Awesome.
nothing worked. My computer nothing worked. So I've got my phone. Let's do it this way.
It's
So,
perfect. I love the scenery.
oh,
Nature is
yeah,
beautiful. It's so important to
it
spend
really
time in
is.
nature. Yeah.
It really is. So, Natalie, I know a little bit about you, but can you share people like you live in this world of paranormal? Okay. Can you,
Yes.
and you're a female in paranormal. So that's not unheard of, but it seems like you're one of more of the first ones to jump into this. So how did you kind of get to this part of your life? How did this start for you?
Isn't that a loaded question?
It is.
Well, what is, what was, what will be. It's all one, the law of one. And so I've, through my awakening and my spiritual journey, really come to the table and, not only understood a lot of things about myself and, how that ties into, my journey and my soul mission, but, it's been amazing to get to this point. You know, I just I live every day just doing my highest and best because we're all connected, and I'm a motivational lecturer. So I talk a lot about, why we're here, some of the things that are like really important to get back to, reconnecting with spirit and reprogramming our subconscious mind, because our subconscious really is the direct connection to the infinite potential in the universe and the collective consciousness. So, but yes, I'm also a paranormal navigator and an author, and just this recent part of my journey now, president and CEO of ParaFlixx. So
I
it's
loved
been quite the journey to this point. More so, the last 10 years have really taken a catapult forward very quickly.
right.
Once you kind of get to that point where you understand and the light goes on, then
Yeah.
there's no going back, right? And so from that point, it was just like the universe said, "Okay, well, here you go, do." And that's really how it's unfolded for me.
I love that. What were you doing before all this started? Because we all have, like for me, I was a nurse for 21 years. And
Yeah,
even though I was a nurse, my spiritual life, my mediumship life really was starting to kind of fold into that and then eventually took over to where I walked out of it. So what did you do before your awakening, before you started to walk into this?
right. Well, I do have three beautiful children, so
Okay.
I've been doing the mom thing for a while, and that's really been, my heartbeat and soul, over the last, since I graduated college. And
Wow.
so now that I'm in my late 30s, again, I think
You
your
don't look
question
at,
is still trying to figure out what's going on.
yeah, you don't look in your late 30s at all. You're like children. I'm like, old enough for
But
children.
but for me, I had this really profound experience in my childhood, at about 6. What I've come to understand is that we all have a specific childhood memory that really stands out. And though at
Hmm.
that time we may not have a conscious awareness, but it really is a direct indication of who we are, our life path, our soul mission. But at the same time, it's not that you had that experience and then it unfolds that way.
Hmm.
Time and space are not what we think they are, right? And so
Right.
again, it's like you know, when you get to that point, and as I said, you know, you may not have had that conscious awareness, but everyone can think back to, and then you can say, oh, that makes sense, right? But
Mm-hmm.
it's really, you had that experience because of who you are, not the other way around, or
Right.
your purpose. I mean, yeah.
Right. I know I have them. I look back and I have two very distinct. And if I would have listened back then, my life would have been a lot different than what it turned
Right,
out to
right. If
be,
you
you
had
know?
gotten the fast track right away,
Yeah.
imagine who you'd be
Y-
now. So,
Well, that's just it. You know, I don't think we
yeah.
always listen though, you know?
Well,
So,
here's the thing: is would you give your 16-year-old keys to drive when they're 5? It's the same thing, right? So when we're ready, or we have a certain amount of growth or spiritual growth, that's when you really start seeing all of that magic unfold. Yeah.
yeah. Isn't that
Mhm.
amazing how that works? I love how that works, you know? So
Mhm.
with the paranormal, and I want to there's so much about you I want to talk about and I want to explore. So like, let's go to the motivational speaking. How did you find of walking into that, the motivational speaking, and how did you come about that?
So with the motivational speaking, you know, I've always had this desire, this yearning to learn, um, as much as I can. And, you know, with the purpose of spreading that and understanding, you know, as wisdom for the greater good of the collective.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we're all on the same journey, and we're all just as equally as important. Without one of us, the universe would not be complete. And again, you know, everyone comes to the table at their own time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important. That's always been a really big passion of mine, is helping others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and in my journey as a paranormal navigator, even more so recently in residential cases, I've realized just how much I'm able to help people, and the gifts and the you know, the things that I'm foreordained with for that purpose. And so it's, you know, it's very, very sacred. And I realized at some point I would really need to take all of this knowledge that I had, because I'm only one person, and, you know, put it in a book that
Oh,
people can help themselves. Because, you know, as you know, with, you know, the law of free will, and just a lot of times it's just having the knowledge, and that knowledge, and then we know what to do, and we can truly help ourselves if we have the, you know, that's what we want. And
mm-hmm.
so at that point, then I realized even more, before that, you know, okay, I talked to a lot of people. I started holding Zoom classes and things like
Oh,
that.
okay.
And then more recently, I've started, you know, being able to go and speak at some of these paracons.
Mm-hmm.
So I did one, which was virtual, and then
Mm-hmm.
it was, you know, going to be in person. And then this past year I was out at Vulture City Paracon. So between, you know, traveling and, you know, all of the Zoom classes and these different events, it's really become a big passion of mine, because there's so much to say, and there's so many who may be lost, or there may be we just need to come together and, you know, reassure one another that everything's okay, but also to share that knowledge that I have. So I've continued through my practice of speaking, is also writing.
Okay.
Speaking actually not very easy for me. I'm actually a very introverted, shy person,
Okay.
and so, I'm extroverted too, but
Right.
whenever I go into that extrovert mode, but then, you know, I go back to being my, you know, my little introverted self, and go to hermit recharge mode and all of that.
Right.
And I think, you know, that's a fun aspect. It's been a challenge to you know, to get out there and really do that, because I
Mm-hmm.
have so much that, um, I know I've just been able to really help a lot of people, and I say that very humbly because
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of pain and suffering, and just being able to understand that, we can learn different tools to be able to, instead of internalize that, learn how to balance and let it go. And then you can get to a certain point where when things do happen, you're really able to look at it as more of an opportunity for growth.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's truly beautiful. It really, I do. And I love how you're talking about that because I know I
Mhm.
resonate. And I know it's such a small part of what you just said, but I resonate with that introverted extrovert person very big. It's like I'm the most stay at home, don't want to come out of my shell person. And it's almost like that switch. It's just a flip, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, the
And I
same
think,
thing happens for me when I go on paranormal investigations. I'm like, "Oh, here we are."
yeah,
So,
exactly. I
yeah.
love that. You've also been calling that, let's go into the paranormal because you've been calling it a paranormal navigator instead of an
Um,
investigator. And I like that terminology, but why do you call it that? What is your reasoning for flipping that to something different?
yeah. Well, one day I thought as paranormal investigators, we take this very seriously in the sense of helping and really understanding and finding answers, because there's just so much that we truly don't know. Uh,
Hmm.
we do, but yet we don't.
Right.
And so I thought, well, a big part of that is using our abilities, and in these residential cases, which really is my niche, understanding from tapping into that spiritual sense, that open
Hmm.
heart center, the medium, the psychic medium, the clairsentience, all of those other supernatural abilities, six senses. And so I thought, well, it's really like a navigation process. We're really navigating through this. It's more than just investigating. And I know we like to put terms on things, but I
Right.
felt that was more encompassing in the aspect of what I was doing. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to say paranormal navigator because that felt more comfortable for the process. So.
I like that. I like that because I know for myself, like I've started to do more paranormal work. It wasn't always my niche. I always used to say, you'll never find me in paranormal. You'll never see me going there. I talk to dead people. I don't want them going boo. You know what I mean? Like that was my thing. Like
Yeah.
nobody's going boo to me. You know what I mean? And
Right.
it's been this last year, all of a sudden I'm doing more paranormal work, and I'm like, why am I doing this? Why am I going down this road that I always said I would never go? I mean, somebody would call me to do a house clearing, and I'm like, nope, I've got people I'll refer you to, but I'm not going to go do that.
Right.
Um, and it was really funny because it has happened, but I've been very blessed because when Spirit brought me into it, they
Hmm.
brought me into it with the course of teaching people because I'm also like like everybody knows I'm also a teacher, and I
Hmm.
was getting more students that were doing paranormal investigation or paranormal work, but they were mediums and they didn't know how to put that together, because paranormal has always been, I think, not always, but you see more of it on TV of the gizmos and the gadgets and voice boxes and digital recorders, and you see that side of it, but they don't always see the medium side. So
Right.
I was very fortunate that that's where Spirit said, we're going to bring you through on the medium side. We're going to bring you through and where you're going to be comfortable with. And that way I don't get the booze. You know what I mean? I kind of get to see it coming.
Right.
So is that how you work too? Or do you use a little bit of everything, or you one or the other? Your eyes just got big. Like, that's a big question. But
Oh
how
no.
do you work within your practice?
So, when it just depends on the location or the case.
Mm-hmm.
But with residential cases, I do a lot of listening and understanding before I even go in. And on the side of the paranormal investigations, I do. I'm really big on EVP work,
Okay.
and I do like dowsing rods, but
Okay.
I find just really using, my natural abilities. I find that a lot of times if I'm getting information come through, I'll usually get it. I do my meditation before any
Okay.
investigation. I'll find if something comes through during my hypnagogic state of consciousness. But if I do get any downloads or anything like that on a case, it will usually just be so I'll feel it in here and I'll know that it's not thoughts of my own, or it'll be like a flash and image of my third eye kind of feel.
Right.
Yeah, and
Oh,
again, every case is so different. So
yeah. I love that. I love that, So when that brings us into it, because you've also got an organization, um, your, holy shit, there's a black snake in front of me. I'm
oh
terrified of
my
snakes.
gosh,
Yeah. And I need to
oh,
relax. And it's a black snake. It's Florida. They have them.
oh my,
I'm just going to
yeah.
relax because I think it knows I'm afraid. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'll be fine. It's starting to go. It stopped because it seen me jerk, and I'm learning to get over my fears. Does that make sense? So I think it's funny that this is something paranormal was a fear of mine, and then a black snake shows up. You know what I
That's
mean?
wild. I can't
It
believe that. It's not poisonous or anything.
No, it's not. Black snakes
Okay.
are normal down here in Florida. You know what I mean? They're just normal. For me, it's terrifying.
Oh
So
my God.
if you see me get up and run, you know what happened. It turned around and came at me. But anyway,
Oh
we're
no.
just gonna keep an eye on it for right now. Um, but going with that, you have the ghost girls. I'm sorry, I'm just all like not in my head right now.
No, you're
Let's
fine.
talk
You're fine.
about them ladies and you.
So Ghost Hunter Girls, I founded in 2018. It was originally me and another girl. She's amazing, but for her, this wasn't necessarily a passion. More than anything, though, she started a family,
Okay.
and so her direction changed. And then from there, I have really found that I really enjoy collaborating with
Okay.
different people and teams. But another person on my team is my director of photography, Joey. Uh,
Okay.
he's also my best friend, so it's great to always have him with me wherever I go. If it's Ghost Hunter Girls related, of course. And and so yeah, it's really Ghost Hunter Girls is me, myself, and I, and it's been really neat to work with a lot of different amazing people in the field.
I love that. That now I personally haven't watched it yet, and I apologize because you have got so many things going on. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Oh
But
yeah.
with that, where are you finding yourself going? I mean, not just residential, but commercial. Like, where are you finding yourself going with Ghost Hunter Girls? I
I
mean, different
actually,
places.
yeah. Right now with everything that's been going on, combined with just running ParaFlixx, I
Hmm.
have I don't get to really go on investigations as much as I like, because when I do go, there it's usually an event as well.
Uh-huh.
But I do have something coming up at the end of March, beginning of April, that's going to be really big, and so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I'll be going to OSR in April. I wasn't invited to go to Nevada State Prison. I'm still trying to make that work. That's going to be
Right.
in March, because I really do miss getting out into the field. I'm very passionate about it. But ultimately, when I find some more time, I will. I'll probably get back to doing more residential cases. All right, Mr. Snake, it's time to go away. You
It
should.
is. It's going that way. I just had to make sure it was going that direction. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
totally
doing really
fine.
well here.
It's
I am the
totally
type that
fine.
sees a snake.
I'm very impressed. I'm very
I
impressed.
I would normally get up and run like you wouldn't believe and scream.
Oh
I've
my
been,
God.
and it's so, well, I can tell you what, my hypnotism is working because I've been hypnotized to try to give up some fears. and
Yeah.
blocks. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I think he's gone into the bushes now. I think I'm safe. He's behind me. So if you see him coming this way, let me.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'll keep my eye out. I'm trying to see if I can
Thank you.
see him, but yeah, he's really blending in back there.
He is. Well, he's black. He's only little. I mean, he's probably about 2.5 feet long, but he's thin. So we're gonna let him just keep going on his own path. He's gonna go find
That's
something to eat,
cute.
hopefully. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I love the fact that you got that direction that you're going in those big things that are coming up. I love that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and being able to grow that, I do love that.
Mhm.
Only because I do, not just because it's a success for you, but I'm liking the fact that we're seeing more programs, whether they be on like Discovery Channel or ParaFlixx or Stream or wherever, that we have a more variety to see, a more variety of way of seeing everybody explore this or navigate this world, and
Right.
making it more mainstream for people, because we
Yeah.
don't necessarily have that. I
I
always say we
agree.
have poke the
Yeah.
ghost shows, but that's what we have, is poke the ghost shows, or just prove that they're not even their shows. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
nothing in between.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. Yeah.
I
And for
love that.
me, yeah, I agree. And it's incredible. See, I think it really goes back to just um having and learning all of this knowledge, discovering more, but sharing that, and the era of TV truly is changing, and it allows a lot of us who do this work to show that, and have a platform to do so. But a big part of me and my work, really honestly, is just very spiritual.
Hmm.
And again, going back to the motivational lecturer and the author side of me, that's really where my passion lies, is in teaching. And I have when I do have time, it's self-paced, but I am in the doctoral program at the University of Sedona for metaphysical science.
Oh my
And so I
gosh.
really enjoy that. I'm always reading, and my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light, it's really about becoming a being of unconditional love, because
Right.
we've been so programmed as a society and a world to think a certain way, that we've really lost touch with the infinite, true nature of ourselves. Because
Wow.
our spirit is made up of such highly refined, intelligent, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent matter,
Right.
as a spiritual being. And our inner self is really only a portion of our higher self package. And truly, as you know, being able to truly reconnect with that every day, and recentering and refining balance, and tuning out
Hmm.
the 3D world,
Yeah.
is a blessing and a gift. Our external world truly is a reflection of from within, and
Right.
all healing comes from within. Yeah, we can find external sources and different things, but ultimately, those are band-aids. If we're not
Yeah.
healed from the inside out, then that's where it counts. We just have to be willing to do the work. And
Ex-
so,
And that's huge right there, because people, I always tell people you can live as a survivor, but it's another thing to engage in your life. And everybody goes, well, what? But I survived my life. But when you survive, you don't necessarily heal. You just
yeah,
survived it. You experienced it, you went through it, you put it behind you, but you didn't really heal from it. And to me,
mhm,
it's really important to get to that point of healing, and really going
yeah,
within to allow that to happen. And then it's such a beautiful experience when you do that.
it is absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, we may not be fully aware that we're still holding on to something, or a burden. Anything
Right.
lower vibrational, that would be in the form of a burden that's hidden. And those can be, um, the worst, because you don't even realize that it's still there. And,
Yeah.
it still has those deteriorating effects. And,
Mm-hmm.
meditation is something that daily meditation is something that I really encourage people to do, because then you're starting to, form that connection again with spirit, and finding
Mm-hmm.
more direction. And so, other things that I recommend are yoga and Tai Chi and, physical practices like that. Yoga is very healing. It's very balancing. And it's a form of awareness and focus and meditation and moving energy as well. But just the simple things that we can, do every day, at least meditating. Another thing that I am really big about is when you're right before you fall asleep and right when you wake up, right, are just
Mm-hmm.
the most powerful times of the day as far as a creative being goes.
Yeah.
We know that because you're still in those slower brain waves, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
You
so
are.
it's a beautiful thing to really be in a constant, like, when I say meditation, almost a
Mm-hmm.
state of awareness as much as you can throughout your day, and anything negative that comes through, replace it with something positive. And then right before you fall asleep, you can revise your day. You
Right.
can, because the mind cannot differentiate between what is real and what we say it is, right? So,
Right.
mhm.
Right. I think that's beautiful because for myself, I personally teach that is
Mhm.
I always tell people I'm like the worst meditator you'll ever find. I'm not good with sitting down to meditate. But I'm on the counter of that, I'm really good at just stopping everything from my mind and being in a present state of moment, which is
Right.
where I really try to spend most of my life at, you know.
Right.
But it's
Exactly.
cool because when I do sit down to meditate, I have profound experiences that are just amazing,
That's
But
incredible. Yeah.
I spend a lot of time in that thought process, or talking to my guides, or talking to spirit, and trying to connect, you
Right.
know. Now,
Yeah.
do you find with your own practice that, especially in the last 10 years, doing this has really helped to really navigate that your life and propel it forward to maybe where it's supposed to be?
Yeah, I've really learned to let go and
Mhm.
trust more the process, because I just have the greatest desire to have my highest and best path. So what I've realized is, you know, doing these things, that we can do on a daily basis. Having the most positive reality profile perception of reality that we can, by doing affirmations, and of course the meditating, and anything that helps to reprogram our subconscious mind, because again, it is the direct connection to the infinite potential in the universe and the consciousness field. Of course,
Mhm.
when you're experiencing life, things will happen, but ultimately, if when we're able to have that more positive perception of reality, right, like where one person might react or respond a certain way, we may already be from A to Z, not having to
Mhm.
really go through all the chaos of it, but immediately just already be able to process it, have that awareness, and move through it very, very quickly. Now, obviously not with all things, but I would say about 99% of is really the way that we not react, but respond to it.
Right.
And the 1%, what happens, because there are some very, you know, very difficult things that happen in life. And so, but I would say, not necessarily putting a percentage on it, but the majority of things in our daily life, we can really start to, it all comes from our subconscious, because about,
Right.
mostly everything that we react or respond to, we don't even realize that we're doing. It happens in a split second. It's that constant, firing and
Mhm.
everything that goes on, and we have all of these different, responses within our body and everything. So that's why it's really important. A big part of my second book that's coming out is I really focus a
Good.
lot more on these things that I'm talking about now. Whereas
Right.
Awakening the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light, is all about healing from within, becoming a being of unconditional love. And I go through this process called burden regression therapy,
Oh,
in
wow.
the book, that helps to identify and then
Mhm.
work through. through those burdens if they still are there.
Right.
Spirit fragmentation, those sorts of things. So,
I love
bringing it
that.
full circle, we have to kind of understand how everything's interconnected like that as well,
Right. I'm going to have to get that book and read it because it just sounds amazing.
Yeah, so
Something that
much.
is really right up my Walmart. I love it. I'll go. I
There's
love
so
it.
much. Yeah.
So much information, so much to go forward with that. I love
Mhm.
that. I was going to ask you too, is there another book in the making? And you're already going into that. So let's talk, let's let people know it's coming.
Yeah, I'm really excited. There's not a release date on it yet. It's still in the process of being
Right.
written. My mom is now a co-author with me on the book.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, she's
Beautiful.
incredible.
I
So I'm really excited to read it. Once she's put everything that she would like to put into it, I know it will help a lot of people.
right.
She knows so much. She's been in the medical field. She's been an RN for over like close to 35 years.
Wow. That's a
But
long time.
yeah, but there's a whole other side of her that she knows so much that most people do not. And so I'm excited to be able to share this experience with her. And when I asked her, like it felt right, it just kind of happened. And so it's exciting. It's called The Little Secret Book of Life.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that title.
Mm-hmm.
I like that title. I can't wait. You'll have to let me know when it comes out so I can share it and tell everybody because I can't wait.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's incredible to see people take their power back, when that light is on, to just really get back to that place, because our spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional bodies, they're all interconnected. And when one is off balance, the other is in, we have our chakra system and our meridians and our auric field, and being able to have not only the awareness and the knowledge, but the ability to identify or feel anything throughout our day. We pick up things when we sleep, but then also from other people, places, and things throughout our day that can really affect us. And we might feel a certain way and we don't even realize what's going on. There's so many unseen forces around us and influence that we cannot see them. They're very real. And
that is, I think I just demonstrated that, you know what I mean? Because when I seen the snake, I got terrified. I jumped a little bit, but I felt my aura. I literally yanked my aura in, because in fear, you yank your aura in. You just suck it in. And when I looked at it, it was like, I felt what I did, but I looked at the snake and its head literally looked at me because it noticed an energy change. And I went, for him to go away, I got to release this, or I need to go back to where it was, because he already knew that, or he felt that energy when he came in. He wasn't afraid of it. He wasn't in a state that he felt feared of me. You know what I mean? So as soon as I released my aura and let that aura go back out to where it was, he was like, okay, I can go about my day. But people don't necessarily notice that with their own aura, if they pull it in, if they push it out, what they do, or how things affect it.
Right.
So I think it's beautiful that you're putting that out there.
Thank you.
Truly beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's talk about ParaFlixx. How did you come up with this idea? And I have to tell you, when I was on location, I literally heard, if you want to do this work, if you want to be in the paranormal streaming community, Netflix is the place, or ParaFlixx is the place to be. That's what I heard. I'm like, what is ParaFlixx? What are you talking about? And they're like, seriously, if you want to have a go at it, if you want to have success, this is where you have to be. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and you had already, shared my name a few times and things of that nature. So I already knew kind of what ParaFlixx was, but it really made me go, what is this? You know what I mean? What is this about? And that's where I'm saying, you are there's been women in the paranormal world, but you really are a forefront of a lot of things within paranormal. And ParaFlixx, I think, is one of those things.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been a really exciting, neat journey. when those doors open and they're for you, it's one of
Mhm.
those predetermined things that's a really big part of your purpose. This is one
Right.
of them. And everything has unfolded so seamlessly. It's been a lot of hard work to the grind, yes, but it's passion, pure heart. And, I'm just so humbled to see so many amazing people, in the field, and um, filmmakers, producers, and everyone just come together and just be so excited, so much passion, the most
Mhm.
amazing partners. But yeah, it was November 10th, 2020. We incorporated ParaFlixx Inc. Myself, Patty Negri from Ghost Adventures,
I'm gonna
and
meet her soon.
the psychic medium, celebrity psychic medium, the Good Witch, Miss Patty
Yeah.
Negri. Yeah, and I'm blessed to be able to, call her a good friend, and
Yeah.
our other partner, blessed to call him a very good friend as well. And his name is Nicholas Bonani. So the three of us came together very quickly. It all unfolded. You know, what was interesting, what's funny, actually, the real backstory is uh, I had a series that I was getting going, trying to get off the ground, the Haunted Psychomanium Omnipresent, which is now a series on ParaFlixx. A
Oh,
lot of people
beautiful.
don't know that, though. I just
Throw it in. Yes.
everyone else gets the spotlight. Um, but we were working on it, and I had asked Nick to be one of my co-hosts and Richard Lale Lillard to be my other co-host, because I own Strange Goat Media, and my
Right.
partner at Strange Goat Media is Mike Catcher, who's now our executive producer as well at ParaFlixx.
Right.
And one day Nick came to me and he was like, well, why don't we just create our own platform to put our show on? And I said, oh, okay, because I think we had reached out to one of the others that was out there at the time. We were looking at a few different places to try to get the show on and get it picked up. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, let's do it. I'm always just like, it's the Capricorn in me. I'm like determined, motivated.
Mhm.
When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I'm a woman of
Right.
my word.
Right.
And that was it. Like, we hit the ground running. And so Nick and I got on a meeting, and I said, okay, well, Nick, let's call this ParaFlixx. Let's call this ParaFlixx. So then ParaFlixx was born. We got with Patty, and the three of us just hit the ground running. Like I said, it's really kind of grown wings of its own in a way. And we did our first launch on March 21st of last year. And when we launched, so between November and March, it was just a lot of work. I mean, there were some days where I would have 10 meetings day after
Wow.
day after day, a lot of acquisitions, a lot of working very closely with the OTT developer to make sure the app and everything was ready to roll out seamlessly, and just
Wow.
a lot of contracts and
Wow.
love, and just
Yeah.
yoga.
Yoga. You've
But
brought up yoga a few times. I think I should probably start trying that. It might propel me.
oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
changed my life. I know. Can you tell I'm obsessed? So,
It's okay.
yeah, but we launched March 21st. It came out on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. And then in May, we rolled out the Roku TV. In October, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV. And of course, it's on Chromecast, so it's everywhere on your TV favorite devices. Our fans call us the Netflix of the paranormal. Even
Yeah.
you accidentally said Netflix.
I did, and it's so funny because normally it didn't, but it actually was brought up to me yesterday because I was saying, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have Natalie Jones. She's ParaFlixx, and they went like Netflix, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
like Netflix. Like she's turning into Netflix, the paranormal of Netflix. You know what I mean? Like she's. I've just seen you like incorporating and bringing so many people, so many
Mhm.
amazing people and shows to you. You know,
Thank
and I
you.
love that, and I love having that one place. Um, Because unlike, and I'm going to say unlike Netflix or Hulu or whatever channel they have, whatever streaming network they have out there, like last night I was into Hulu trying to find something to watch, and it's like, oh my God, so many genres, so many this, and I don't know what I want, but it doesn't have anything I want. You know what I mean? And you're lost in it. And I love the fact that you are incorporating something that is just all paranormal, a lot of different maybe genres within paranormal, but it's a one-stop place to get what you want.
Yeah.
And I love that.
There's truly nothing out there on the market like this. We really
No.
are in a realm of our own. And I believe, there's success and abundance for everybody. And with ParaFlixx, this is all of ours. And it's such a beautiful platform. It really is a universal platform because, we're interdimensional beings, and we really have an understanding, from that perspective. But at the same time, there's like you said, supernatural, different genres. We have the thriller, horror. There's, documentary, short film. We even have music videos. There's a what I termed #paraplays, which are paranormal clips captured on film.
Oh, wow.
Clips of paranormal activity. So anyone can, submit their content on or their show or production on our website, ParaFlixx.com. And ParaFlixx is with 2 X's. And and so it's exciting. It's been really beautiful just to see how quickly it's exploded from the ground up. It's growing, so much every day. We have all like positive buzz around the platform. It's mostly 5-star reviews. Everyone from the inside out is very happy. It's just all around a really big blessing, and I'm really looking forward to, the journey, the continued journey, and to just see how everything unfolds.
I just love it, and I've been fortunate enough to be watching it for a little while now, at least not since last year, but September, October, and watching you just add content and add things. And it's been beautiful to see that exploration and see where it's going to go. And that now I'm like watching, like, where's it going to go to? Where's your limits with that? Or is there no limits? Or,
Yeah. Well, I stand for infinite possibilities. We stand for infinite possibilities. There's no limits, everything's possible as long as we put our mind to it.
I love that. A good friend of mine always says, but what's next? What else is possible? What else is possible? She never puts a limit on herself. It's always what else is possible.
I love that. That.
It's a great saying. I love that. So where do you see possibly next steps of your journey going? Because you do so much, I mean, literally, if you go on your Facebook site, it's just like, you do so much, and it's so amazing. You're just such a woman of so many different things going on. So where else could you possibly go?
God only knows.
You'll have to ink your name, Yeah.
Well, what I will tell you is that I feel very strongly that something really big is about to happen. But ultimately, where my passion and my where my passion lies is learning and knowledge and helping others as a dark energy healing facilitator. And so I hope once the second book is published, and there's going to come a certain point with ParaFlixx where there's a lot more hands, involved in the daily operations. And so, that's going to be really neat to see everything with the streaming platform really grow. I would love to see a true crime, a really nice true crime collection.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
But for me personally, at some point, I'll be opening a haunted museum, which is why I started the series, The Haunted Psychomanium Omnipresent.
Oh, I love that.
That's definitely something that I have a passion for. It's kind of having a home base, I guess you would call it. What's the sense in having an office when you could just have a museum to work from?
Yeah. So would that be like, I guess I'm going to pick your brain on this because I just want to explore that. Because like, you have different people that own haunted places,
right.
and they're like, there's still active investigations going on. So is it that type of thing? Or is it more of a haunted museum where you have artifacts like maybe the axe of Lizzie, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of thing. Or is it a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I think it's a little of everything, like going back to, not putting any limits on it. I know it's going to unfold exactly as it should. And so I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out. It could end up being a location that,
Wow.
that I run into or that crosses my path. What I found is that when we have closed doors or things don't go as we think that they should, what that actually is opening up for something even greater every single time.
It
So
really does, doesn't it?
when I get rejected, or when we find things in life where we get rejected or something doesn't work out the way that we think it's going to, just having that immediate confidence and faith and strength from within to say, you know what, this means something really good is being prepared, for my path and my purpose. I just have to stay positive, and I've got to continue to my daily progression to become a better person for all of us, for myself, for just be kind, and everything. I think honestly, just being kind and working hard and being true to your authentic self in what your life is all about, everything else is already done.
I love those words because that's really what I've been talking about for like a week and a half now to people is celebration of yourself, celebrating you. And that's what I talked, like last week's show theme was celebrating yourself and giving yourself credit for who you are and those milestones, and really kind of look at yourself because we're so good at celebrating everybody else around us. But then see what unfolds. Just see what unfolds once you start to look at yourself and you're nice to yourself. So
beautiful.
It's amazing. It's amazing that what journey can happen when you start to do that. So
definitely.
I love that. Oh my God. It's been such a blessing to have you on here. I cannot wait to see where else you're going and where you're going. I know I'm super excited because you brought up Patty and I get to meet Patty in April. So
yeah. Wait, are you going to be in Dallas?
Huh? No, she's coming up to Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right. Wisconsin at the Metaphysical Fair.
Yes, I'm the moderator for their panel. So I'm the moderator for that panel. So I'm super excited for that. So
oh my gosh, Patty's gonna love you. You're gonna absolutely love Patty. She's beautiful.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It's so funny because in this industry is huge. It is when and when I say paranormal, it's just nothing that's normal, outside the normal. So everybody, when I say paranormal, I'm not just talking about ghost hunting. I'm talking, it's a huge world. It just really is a huge world. And I have never been a person that, sought after people in the industry. You know what I mean? I'm not a groupie. I'm not a fan favorite of people because I just look at like you do, like we're all here for a reason. You know what I mean? We all coexist. We need each other to keep going on through life. But when I seen her name, I thought, oh my gosh, now I'm super excited. It's like I get to finally meet her.
You're going to have a blast. And Rob's going to be up there, right?
Rob is going to be there. He's like one of my BFFs now, and I just love him to death. So him and the family are coming in, and we're all going to be there, and it's so awesome. Cannot wait for it.
I'll have to try to make the next one.
Yes, definitely. It's just going to be it's a brand new Paracon that started. It's the
Metaphysical.
Thank you. Yes. My head is just, ever since that snake, my head has just gone boom out the window.
What is it called? The Metaphysical and Paranormal Conference?
Yes.
It is called, okay.
Yeah. It's MetaPara Pro is what it is. So it's Medipara Pro is the name of it. It's a brand, Terry and Danny have been, they're amazing, beautiful friends of mine. God, I love them. And they've been doing wellness psychic events for a few years now. But they just got the message that we need to do paranormal, and so this is their first one, and they're just exploding it huge and pulling out all the stops and just said, Spirit, there's no limit. What do you want to do? And they're bringing in Rob from the Ghost Finders and Patty from, that. And there's another gentleman coming in, and it's so amazing to watch this and be part of it, just to be part of it, to go, oh my gosh, and then to get to be a speaker at it on top of the moderator. I mean, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven.
I would be too. Congratulations. That's so exciting.
Thank you. We're going to have you come to the next one up in the area, and have you come up.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're getting Rob out to Vulture City. Myself and Patty will be out there in October. And
are you? I was just asked by, Anne, right? Anne?
Yes.
She just Anne is coming up to Janesville for the Medipara. She's like, you need to come to Vulture City. You need to come down there. So,
oh my gosh, it is an experience of a lifetime. It's this old abandoned ghost town, the Vulture City mine, and it's so beautiful. And it's in the middle of the Arizona desert, the nighttime skies, and it's the perfect time of the year for it because it's not too hot. But yeah, I've got to get out there. You got to get out here. We got to get this done.
I will get there because you know what? Now I keep hearing about Vulture City now, so it's like, okay, I'm going to do my best to get there this year and just enjoy it to the fullest. You know.
Yeah.
So I love that. So what would you like everybody, to, if you had a message to tell everybody, like a message that is just truly from Natalie, what is that message for people?
To remember to always look up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When the time comes, remember to look up. It's very simple. And a lot of us are lost and have forgotten. And I would love for anyone who's listening to read my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. We're really here to get back to who we are.
Yeah.
To have that spiritual growth, to learn unconditional love, to have that spiritual growth, to help others to do the same. We're all one, and it's time we come together. It's time we take our power back. We take our world back. We take our birthright back, and we can do that together if we so choose, because the universal law of free will is a beautiful thing. And so honor your free will, honor others' free will, and be kind, always be kind. And I think, if you're struggling or going through a hard time, just know that there's a true purpose behind it. And we are sanctified through our pain. And when we can, endure to the end and have faith, we can go through it and have our breakthroughs and become stronger and have more opportunities open up through that. Those difficulties, yes, they're difficult. Having the perception that there's an opportunity of success out of those difficulties and staying as positive as possible, whether you have to, go in the mirror and say, you're beautiful, you've got this, everything's going to be okay, cry it out. Having any strength that you can to just work through that, and do positive things, go out in nature, but just know that you're not alone. And the more that you are able to open up your heart center and reconnect with spirit and emit that information into the consciousness field, you'll start seeing things come back into your life that match that vibrational frequency, right? So it's really about healing from within and not looking for external people, places, and things to fill that void, but start doing the work so that you can help yourself. Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful. That is truly beautiful. Thank you for that, because I think it's very valued, Mm-hmm. So how can people find you? How can they find you?
Yeah. So my website is natalieannjones.com. Ann is with an E, and there's links to all of my other work and sites on my main website there. And so you can check out ParaFlixx, you can check out Ghost Hunter Girls, you can check out more about me, my books, and my any events that I have coming up. Contact me directly. I'm always available to help where I can. And so, yeah, and ParaFlixx is the new streaming. It's just like Discovery Plus or Amazon Prime. It's the subscription app on TV. Definitely check it out because there's a free 3-week trial, and it's only $3.99 a month or $29.99 a year. So,
it's incredibly inexpensive.
Plus, DeEtte's going to be on Ghost.
I am, and that episode's coming out soon, I think. I can't wait, I can't wait. And my producer is actually the overvoice for it. So I love it.
I know, Todd.
Yes, Todd's awesome.
He's so good. I love it.
Isn't he, though? I'm like,
he's so good.
He does. He always says, I have a voice for radio. And he always jokes about it. I'm like, you really do. Like, you have a voice for radio, voice for like narration, voice for so many things, So I love it. And he does just a superb job. So I'm super excited because, I've already been on ParaFlixx once with the Ghost Finders. Of course, it's a very small tidbit, just like zoomed in and out. So I'm super excited to be part of that, essentially part of that platform on a small amount, but it's super exciting. So I encourage everybody to go because yes, it's not an expensive streaming modality. It's not expensive to everybody gets all afraid of like another $20 bill, or it's not that expensive. So jump on and get all your paranormal fixes. It's really a great place to go for it.
Definitely. And we there's even music videos and global events that we take part in. It's just it's exciting. It's exciting.
I love it. I love it. No limits. I can't wait to watch it just grow and grow and grow. I'm in awe, and I'm so happy I've gotten to meet you. I wish it could have been in person, but I was so happy I got to meet you and that you were able to come on and just said yes. So thank you so much, Miss Natalie, for being on my show with me. And I'm going to encourage everybody just to go and check you out and everything you're about and everything you do. So, because you were just such a beautiful source. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. We'll have to do this again. It's been fun.
Definitely, and without a snake, because I'm a little bit more easy to talk to when I'm not terrified.
He's probably very cute.
He wasn't bad, you know what I mean? But I mean, I'm from Wisconsin. I'm terrified of snakes. There's a reason why I don't live in the South. And I've finally gotten used to grass snakes if they keep their distance, but this is a black one. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a little easier to talk to when I'm not terrified. I'm a little on edge today. And it's not
fun.
You.
You never know what's going to happen. I'm telling you, you got to roll with the flow.
I even look at that and go, you know what? That was a message from spirit. To me, even that is like a new message of going, hey, look at you didn't run, you didn't bolt, which is normally Todd would have had to interview you because I wouldn't have come back to the yard.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing great. So, well, thank you so much. Well, I can't wait to talk with you in the future. So everybody, everybody, I'm going to take a quick break. This is DeEtte Renee here with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB. In a few minutes, I'll be back with your weekly reading. Bye-bye, Miss Natalie.
Bye. Thank you.
Looking to launch your new masterpiece? Then try something new with Moonbow Publishing and Production. At Moonbow, we have a strong desire to serve authors in a powerful and meaningful way. After all, you poured your heart and soul into your writing, and we fully understand and respect that. Remember this: you will own the copyright to your work. You will have the final say on your work before being published. Even after all of that, we've saved the best for last. We won't take a percentage sold. Nope, not a penny. Excited about MoonbowPublications.com yet? We thought so. Take advantage of our company's services like book editing, formatting, and covers, publishing, and photography. Moonbow Publishing and Productions has everything you are looking for in a company. Remember, we will not keep any commissions. We are a boutique publishing company focusing on spiritual, health and wellness, and personal growth genres. Moonbow Publications and Productions, a new kind of publishing company.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is DeEtte Renee here with School Through Spirit here on WLTK-DB. I have had this most beautiful morning with Natalie Jones here this morning. She is the Ghost Finder girl. She is ParaFlixx. She's wrote some beautiful books. She's an emotional, a speaker, motivational speaker. She is just the epitome of a lady that doesn't know how to stop and just keeps go. Just amazing. I think, look at this. I'm getting dark under the eyes. I think it's from fear of the snake. I'm telling you, it's aged me. I'm still in the yard with it, though. I know it's still here someplace. But again, I'm going to get up when I get done with this. I'm going to look up what snake meaning is, and we're going to go from there to see why a snake came into my life. I'm going to meditate with spirit and go, okay, I know I've been talking about new beginnings and going forward, and they've been giving me lots of messages with the ocean and shells and walking with footprints on the sand. But snakes, come on, guys, snakes. I guess we'll go there, though. So let's go into, oh my God, I don't know what I've done there. Maybe I need a facelift, who knows? I'm hearing 4 cards this week, guys, 4 cards. So we're going to pull 4 cards for your weekly reading. As always, I'm using Lisa Williams' Intuitive Soul Oracle card deck. And we're going to pull 4 cards. So you can pick number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Or one, you can pick 1 of them, 2 of them, 5 of them, all 4 of them, whatever you would like for your weekly reading. Something for you to kind of sit with and kind of see where, you can work with it for the week. We're also going to do a clarification card deck. And we're going to use the Psychic Tarot Heart from John Holland as our clarification card this week. Okay, so let's shuffle here. Okay, number 1. Oh my God, I love it. Identity card. It is about self-identity, ethnicity, and being whole. Can everybody see? I gotta get that in the right viewfinder. So the identity, I think if you pick number 1, you're really working on yourself, okay? You're looking at finding that truth and kind of looking within and seeing where that wholeness of you are at. Wholeness is really the wrong word, but kind of like looking into yourself and looking into your identity. Who are you? Embracing this. So it's kind of like, if you've been hiding who you are, even a little bit, if you've not been totally truthful, and this is not making a Facebook post and saying, hey, I'm the wicked witch or something like that, or, telling the world who you are. This is basically looking in the mirror to yourself, your own identity. Who are you to yourself? Bringing that together, understanding yourself and being truthful to yourself. Things don't happen until you start to bring your own identity together. Now, I know that's really hard, but if you've been spending weeks working on yourself, working on healing, working on bridging things, you're starting to bring things together to bring it into a whole sense, okay? And if that's the case, then you're working with the identity, the true identity of yourself. So work with that and keep going forward, okay? Number 2, the gamble card. Oh my gosh, I love this. And it is taking chances, jumping in with and risk taking. I almost feel like I am working with my own self in these cards today. I mean, so far, both of them are really resonate with me. But the gamble card, if you pick number 2, gamble card really is about taking chances, okay? Taking chances. Now, yeah, we can go through life, and I used to be a person that went through life every day. I got up, I went to work. I was a 9 to 5 type of person. Well, actually, it was like 6 to 2, 6 to 8, whatever. But I never took chances. I never took a risk. I didn't take a risk on my paycheck. I didn't take a risk on where I was living. I didn't take a lot of risks. I just lived life. For myself, that wasn't a way to go. I had to learn to take chances. I needed to learn to take that risk, that gamble, and jump into things and just do it. Okay, just do it. So if you pick number 2, this is telling you that, hey, if you have a question of what you were, if you should do this or should do that, it's telling you just take a chance, take a risk. What's the worst case scenario that's going to happen? It isn't going to work. Trust me, you're going to be fine. Okay. Seriously, what did I do to my eye? I don't know. Number 3, creativity. It is the movement, music, writing, following your passion, freeing your inner child, the creativity card. Okay. I look at this card and I always love to see that inner child because I see the inner child. Have you ever watched a child interact with itself? Not with a group of people, but interact with itself. Now, I watch my grandkids all the time, especially my granddaughter right now, she's 4. And that creativity of hers is just coming to, oh my God, seriously, what did I do to my eye? Her creativity is really coming to pass. Okay. I don't know what that is, but her creativity is coming together. Her creativity, it's just to watch her, and she can play for hours by herself with her dolls and with anything. You give her a truck and she can find hours of entertainment with that. And it's not because she's just putting it on the ground and going vroom vroom with it. She's incorporated into her imagination that creativity, and there is endless possibilities of what that truck can do. And it's amazing to watch her. It's amazing to watch that happen and what she does with it. And when I pull the number 3 card, the creativity card, I think that's what it's telling you guys, is to literally look at what is possible. Use your imagination, go with it, go with the flow. Allow yourself to create, allow yourself to be, and allow that to just come through and just have an amazing time with that. Number 3 is that family card. It's that union, ties, togetherness, and friendships. Now, I love this because when you're coming together, and if you pick number 4, you're really looking about togetherness and that union, the ties with other people. Now, family isn't necessarily just, blood family. Family is really anything that comes together as a union of people. It really is, isn't it? So many of us just think that, oh my God, you know what? Family is only what we are blood born into, our mom or brother or sister, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you what, family is really a making of people that come together as a purpose to come together to better creation of you as a whole or a unit. And I'm thinking this week, if you pick number 4, that's something you're supposed to be working on, is that union, those ties, bringing it back to the fold, bringing it back into togetherness and finding strength within that. So card number 1 was the identity card. You're working on identifying with self, really finding out who you are on the inside and expressing that. Number 2 was the gamble card. That card being take a chance, guys. It's time. Number 3 is the creativity card. Have fun with that. Have fun with that. Explore. Allow yourself to go, what is next? What else can I do? Because that's huge. And the last one being the family card, which is really togetherness, unions and ties, and bringing that together as a whole. So with your other card, that's your clarification card that goes with all of them. It's just a second card really for everything. And you can put it, this card is for everybody to bring it together, whether you picked one card or all 4. It is the joy and stability card, joy and stability. And when I look at this, I love this because when you're looking at all these beautiful rings, okay, and there's a stability within that. You've seen it in magic tricks. You can see that with everybody. You put 2 or 3 rings together, and you hold them one way, they fall apart. They fall in on each other. You hold them another way, and you've created a bridge, a stable bridge that you could possibly walk across. But with that, there's a lot of fun and a lot of joy. So remember that the happier you are, the more joy you bring in, the more stable you're going to have, because that joy is bringing stability for you. Okay? You don't do well manifesting when you're down in the dumps, do you? When you're just out and about and down the dumps, you just don't bring a lot of joy and manifestation with that. Okay, guys, with that being said, do me a favor, start checking out ParaFlixx. please go into WLTK-DB. We have a lot of amazing shows going on. I am going to attempt to remember them all right now. Okay, I'm going to attempt to remember them all right now. As we know, I don't have my cheat sheet with me, so we know I just kind of suck when I don't have my cheat sheet, but we're going to see how I do. So tonight we have Be the Change with Christina Bloom. I'm not quite sure of the time, but you can go to the station WLTK-DB and find the time for all these shows, okay? So tonight is Be the Change with Christina Bloom. Tomorrow night we have got... oh my God, I'm just not even going to remember all of them. I apologize. We have Kevin Mackey on. Followed with him is Haunted Voices with Todd Bates and Nicole Strickland. After that is Pete Orbea with Paranormal Pete. Going on with that, we do have, I believe Wednesday nights are open, guys. So there's a night for you guys to, or wait, nope. Wednesday night, apologize, is Missy Hart and Nicole Ford. They have started their new show on there, which is amazing. I love their sassy spiciness coming back to the forefront. On Thursday nights, we do have Nicole Strickland, and she is on with her beautiful show. I'm telling you, I'm having total brain, not even remembering anything today. But on Friday, we have got Renee Rodriguez on, and beautiful, amazing shows. Again, I do apologize. My brain is just on fog right now. Ever since a snake came into my territory, I'm more concerned about that than I am anything else in my focal point. And I'm sure you're all laughing at me at this point because it is what it is. But trust me, you can go on and see any of our shows, find out what they're about. Go to the website, WLTK-DB.com. You can see all of us on there. Not only can you see the recent streaming shows, you can also go into our archives and you can see all the old shows that we've done. There's just such, Todd and I have been doing this now for 2 years now. We've incorporated so many new things, and the archive is just growing all the time. It's always getting bigger. There's always something there to listen to go to. So many different sources of information, so many different platforms, other shows that have been with us and gone, and new ones always coming in. Okay, new ones always coming in. And with that being said, why don't you let yourself be the new one? Okay, come on in. If you have a voice, if you want your voice to be heard, if you have an idea, a platform of a show, anything paranormal. Now, that does not mean Yetis and ghosts and boogies and oh my. That means anything out of the normal. Pitch your show to Todd. Go to the site, send in a form. It's very simple. Hey, Todd, how you doing? This is what I'd like to talk about. I want to run a show. It's great. Todd is there. He's going to help you put it together. He does so much of the work behind all you have to do. I'm doing this for my phone today, guys. I'm doing this with my phone today. That tells you how much he does versus how much I do. I just have to show up and talk and have an idea of what I want to talk about this week. He does the rest. You can also do this with advertising. Trust me. Again, amazing deal, because Todd is going to show those advertisements every week on all the individual shows, but those advertisements go into our archives and they're in the podcast form and they stay there forever. So you're paying a one-time monthly fee for something that's going to be there for eternity and continue to advertise for you as life continues. And it's something you don't have to worry about. Okay. So with that all being said, guys, I'm going to bid you farewell for the week just because I know I'm still in this yard with a snake. And even though I've done really, really well, I'm getting out of Dodge. Okay. I will see you next week, though. Next week is going to be Amy Burns. And I'm so excited to have her on. She was supposed to be with me a couple of months ago, but everything just went to heck in a handbasket and it just didn't happen. So I brought her back on tomorrow or next Monday. And I can't wait to join you. I will be back in the frozen tundra of Wisconsin by then. And no snakes in my house. So you guys have a blessed day, an even more blessed week. And this is DeEtte Renee with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.